Welcome to a world like you've never seen before, where endless ice meets the sky, the lights dance in the dark, and life fights to survive against all odds. This is a land of extremes, mystery, and breathtaking beauty. This is the Arctic. The Arctic is the northernmost part of Earth, surrounding the North Pole. It covers parts of 8 countries: Canada, Russia, Greenland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland, and the US. Unlike Antarctica, which is a solid piece of land covered in ice, the Arctic is mostly an ocean with floating ice. This ice is always moving, melting, breaking, and refreezing. Because of this, the Arctic is always changing. And with this shifting landscape comes an extreme climate that makes life here very tough. The Arctic is one of the coldest places on Earth. Winters are long, dark, and freezing, with temperatures dropping as low as -50 degrees Celsius. Summers bring a little warmth, sometimes reaching 10 degrees Celsius. During summer, something amazing happens. The sun never sets. This is called the midnight sun. But in winter, the opposite happens. The sun disappears for months, creating the polar night. This strange cycle of light and darkness makes life in the Arctic very unique. Millions of years ago, the Arctic looked completely different. Instead of ice and snow, it had green forests, rivers, and even dinosaurs. Scientists have found fossils of palm trees and ancient animals like the horned Pachyrhinosaurus in Arctic Canada. This shows that the Arctic was once warm and full of life, but around 2.6 million years ago, the Ice Age began. Huge glaciers covered the land, carving valleys and shaping the Arctic we see today. This frozen world is still changing, making the Arctic one of the most active places on Earth. Even with its harsh climate, over 4 million people live in the Arctic. Indigenous groups like the Inuit, Sami, Nenets, and Chukchi have lived here for thousands of years. They have learned to survive by wearing warm clothes made from animal skins, using dog sleds to travel, and building igloos for shelter. They hunt seals, fish, and herd reindeer for food. Today, many indigenous people mix their old traditions with modern life, proving that adaptation is the key to survival in this icy world. The Arctic is home to some of the toughest animals on Earth. Polar bears rule the ice, using their strong swimming skills to hunt seals. Their fur isn't really white. It's actually clear, and their black skin absorbs heat from the sun. Arctic foxes are small but tough, surviving in temperatures as low as -70 degrees Celsius and changing fur color with the seasons. Narwhals, also called the unicorns of the sea, have long spiral tusks, but scientists still aren't sure why. Greenland sharks, which can live for over 400 years, silently swim through the icy waters, living longer than almost any other animal on Earth. Under the ice, the Arctic Ocean is full of fascinating creatures. Beluga whales, called sea canaries, make lots of sounds to communicate. Tiny glowing jellyfish drift through the water, while some Arctic fish have special proteins in their blood that stop them from freezing. Even the ice itself has life. Tiny sea ice algae grow inside it, forming the base of the Arctic food chain. Every living thing here has found a way to survive in one of the world's toughest environments. The Arctic isn't just about survival. It's also home to some of the most beautiful sights on Earth. The Northern Lights, or Aurora Borealis, light up the sky with green, pink, and purple colors when solar energy hits Earth's atmosphere. The Arctic is a world built on ice, and every layer tells a story. Glaciers, frozen for thousands of years, trap tiny air bubbles that scientists use to study Earth's past climate. Some Arctic icebergs are bigger than skyscrapers, breaking off into the ocean and slowly drifting away. Meanwhile, sea ice acts as a floating road for animals like polar bears, who need it to hunt. But just as the ice shapes life in the Arctic, it also holds clues about our planet's future. All right, it's time for Breezy Bites, your bite-sized, brain-freezing, and downright bizarre facts about the Arctic. Get ready for a chill-packed dose of quirky knowledge that'll make your mind shiver with excitement. Fact number 1. Despite being covered in ice, the Arctic is actually a desert. It gets so little rain and snowfall that it's drier than some of the world's hottest deserts. Fact number 2. The Arctic is home to the world's loneliest tree. A single larch tree stands in the Arctic tundra of Canada, hundreds of miles away from any other tree. It's known as the northernmost tree on Earth. Fact number 3. The Arctic Ocean is the smallest and shallowest of all oceans, but it's still full of mysteries. Scientists believe there are many undiscovered species hiding beneath its icy waters. Fact number 4. A tiny bird, the Arctic tern, is the ultimate world traveler. It migrates from the Arctic to Antarctica and back every year, flying over 70,000 kilometers. More than any other animal, we've explored the frozen beauty, the wild extremes, and the incredible life that calls the Arctic home. From shimmering lights in the sky to creatures built for the cold, this land is full of wonder. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Nature's Diary for more amazing nature stories. See you next time.